Again, um, another video disappeared without my permission. Alhamdulillah, the Molana saw a part of the video I got. And as I was saying before, a lot of communities would wish that people like myself would go up, up and away and never come back. But a lot of us would rather be self-sufficient rather than have to ask, you know? Meaning the fast track program, when I was mocked by the White House, when I would send um, proposals of my fast track program where it would be sort of a national service, we would all put in money into a pot. And the money, if you were healthy, would be loaned to you. It wouldn't be granted. If you were in relative good health, you could pay it back. But it would be towards vocational tools, meaning like if you needed a straight truck, which is not a full 18-wheeler, but a truck with one chassis, not a pivoting chassis around a fifth wheel, but one chassis, well, or a trailer around a fifth, but one whole straight truck, 20 something foot or whatever, to earn a living or to do deliveries or something with a vocational or delivery or pickup truck or cargo van, minivan, straight truck, emphasis even up to an 18-wheeler to get people to have to work the type of people who wouldn't have a satisfactory resume. When I proposed that, I would get a comment or a response back from the White House, stamped 4 a.m. in the morning that it was received, but with the inference that people like me are not to be responded to. People like me who become Muslim or who are betray their culture, who are treasonous, will not be responded to. So, as I was telling you before, the gentleman here of a European complexion, if that video was lost, nobody asked them to leave. So, like I was telling you with this, and it seemed like the video I lost was talking about Sufism, because the old chicken that I had in here, which I just threw away, was given to me by a Libyan brother, and he doesn't seem to want to talk much about identity. He's of the pure Sunnah, Sufi, which you would call Wahhabism. And I'm going to repeat it again now that I remember. And strangely, that video was lost, even though I didn't touch any of the controls to make the video go away, is that the word Wahhabi comes from Sufi mystics, clean-shaven people like Muhammad Atta. Sufi mystics, the word Wahhabi. They told the Western Celtic ancestry-dominated intelligence community and Jewish dominated intelligence community that the word Wahhabi means people who adhere to the Sunnah in a simple, austere fashion, without any embellishment, without any subsequent latter day embellishments. This is the type of Islam we believe in, Islam without any embellishment. Not everybody that comes and prays here is of that school of thought. Because Islam, we can't stop people at the door and query, what's your Aqidah? If we don't like your Aqidah, we don't let you in the mosque. We're not allowed to do that in Islam. But a lot of people that come here are not of the Sunnah. Some are Tasawwuf, especially Sudanese. And a lot of Sufis consider Sunnis like myself adversarial. And when they find us alone or unsupported, they attack us. They attack us with threats, sometimes physical, sometimes closing up the rulers or intelligence or law enforcement structures. And then they can levy imprisonment over your head, incarceration, and etc., like they did with me. Even the General Sisi of Egypt, all that stuff is probably to Sufi influence. Even though the Ikhwan Muslimin was not doing right. So one of the brothers who gave me the food, he might be Ikhwan. He doesn't like to talk too much about where he's from, who he is. But one thing about it is the bowl and everything he gave me, he's not going to want it back. No, now that they've given that to me, he's not going to want it back. At least the descendant of Abu Bakr, who helped me initially when I first started coming here, the descendant of Abu Bakr Siddiq, right on, he gave me a blanket to sleep in, and then he took the blanket back. A lot of Arabs, if they give you something like a blanket and you slept in it, they say, this descendant of Abu Bakr Siddiq, right on, gave me his own personal blanket to sleep. Yeah, his own blanket, and they took it back. He said that was his covered blanket since he was a child. He gave it to me, made of a type of, I can't explain the material, like a velour, or some of the type of material, very, very warm material. very hot material. He gave it back. Very warm material. One night, I didn't have the car when the Bangladeshis had my car towed away. They did that deliberately, so I wouldn't have any vehicle. So I wouldn't have any means to get around. Bangladesh, on 3rd Street, San Francisco. And I had to sleep outside the masjid, like right outside here, Cyprus, right outside the front of the masjid. And you see some mats. Sometimes they used to use those as what they call dastakhan. I had to sleep out there. Um, they they would you know they would the brother gave me his blanket so I could sleep out there and not freeze, be cold. But one resounding difference for me and my fellow living overseas, depending on the country, I have never been asked to stay in anybody's house. I've never been asked that. The only place I was asked, stay in somebody's house, stay with people was in Europe. With the Europeans. That was the only Muslims who ever asked me, allow me to stay with them. Was the people in Europe. Only America. Bad people. Even though it's a good country, I'm not afraid to say it. You have bad people. You got bad people everywhere. See, some people try to dismiss it. You have bad people everywhere. No, they're not like these people. You have bad people in America. Bad people. Yeah, bad people here, man. Very bad. Very bad. Yeah, very bad people. Yeah, you have good, hard-working people here, but you got bad ones too. Man, you got racist. Yeah, yeah, because there was a woman passing. I wish I had the look unit. I passed by her. She was riding a black Mercedes. I don't know her. I didn't even glance and stare at her. I used my peripheral vision. The woman kept staring at me. She drove by the Mercedes. She kept staring at me in a manner that was like, what? I'm like, the kind of manner that if there's something to call the police against you, I would call the police on you if you take it away. That's how bad it is for blacks. For blacks who are what? Let me elaborate. Blacks who don't look like the president. Blacks who are non-mulatto, who are not Creole, who are Bantu, like they had conflict in Rwanda, Tutsis versus Hutus versus Tutsis. The Tutsis are Somali related, what they call Hamitic. Somali, Ethiopia, Eritrean, all those people mixed with Arab who have a graft of Arab in them. Those are called Hemetic. Those are Hamitic people. Hutus are non-Hamitic, who have my people, who are Bantu, sort of like everything from Tanzania, Mozambique down to South Africa, all that. Those are called Bantu ethnic people. Bantu features West African, and sort of the features. And our features are reviled in a lot of those other circles because Hamitic people also, some of them have Arab, a lot of Arab graft, meaning mixture, meaning Arab men taking the women over long periods of time and mating with them because it was easier to mate with women of Africa because they were more free giving concerning eroticism than their culture. There was a lot of tribal links and requirements and what they call kabilas. They intermarry with hard. A lot of pretense and pomp and circumstance, name and haughty and high behavior and all that kind of stuff. And this is how high I am, worth and all that kind of stuff for a man to be able to marry. It was almost hellish conditions. So it was easy to go to Africa and get into women for generations. And then there's a Hamitic mix that has Jewish in it. Sometimes you can almost tell. And a lot of that, the Jewish part, you find it in Ethiopia. But you have some also in Somalia. Jewish background. And they told me the line. I forgot the names of the line. There were Jewish in Somalia as well. And so my Semitic features, my Bantu features are sometimes, because I am strongly leaning towards Bantu features, I'm treated with derision. I'm despised by a lot of fellow Muslims because I have strong Bantu physical features.